Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica, or Jess Elegante if you know me on Instagram. Today I will be reviewing the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. That is a mouthful to say. It claims to be 24-hour foundation, full coverage. It says there's kaolin clay and bamboo powder to control oil and shine. There's a soft focus blurring effect, and it's waterproof. That is a lot of stuff. So I have oily combo skin. It's oily in my T-zone and kind of dryish out here, so typical oily skin. I have a lot of texture. I have a lot of acne, acne scars, lots of spots on my face, things like that. So I like full coverage foundations. I like things that control oil and shine to an extent. Sometimes they cling to dry patches and I don't like that. So this foundation comes in many shades. I can't count right now. For me, this is the first time I actually had a foundation where I liked multiple shades on me, because usually I feel like I only like one or two shades and then that's it. I started using the shade 3.2, which says it's for medium dark skin with a neutral undertone. However, when I wore the shade, it was very yellow on me, like super yellow. Like I used it for my Halloween look as Cleopatra because I wanted golden skin. Like it was so yellow. So I had to get a different shade. I went up to my recommended shade from Sephora Shade Match, which was 3.05. It says it's for medium skin tones with a warm golden undertone. However, when I wore this shade, I still feel like I looked yellow by the end of the day. Now, I did try the shade 3.15. I really like this shade. I feel like it's a little too light for me, but by the end of the day, it oxidized to my skin, and I really liked that. It was my skin color, but I didn't want to look like a ghost for the majority of the day, so I stuck with shade 3.02, which is for medium skin tones with a neutral olive undertone. And this shade is like exactly my skin color, and it kind of oxidizes to a slight tan. So pretty nice. Okay guys, I feel so weird, bare-faced on camera, but we are going to test out this foundation. So first I'm going to prime my skin using the Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. We are going to go ahead with this foundation, and for this video's purposes I'm using the shade 3.02, but I'm just going to go ahead and dot this all over, and I literally just did like a teeny amount. And you see I've got all this acne, I've got lots of texture on my skin, so we're going to see how this works on top of texture and stuff. I'm going to go in with a little more to cover the rest of my face with. So I just went over the rest of my face with the foundation. Missed my nose here. But it's on my whole face. I am not going to miss my neck because I feel like I always do. Do your neck. Shoot. Nothing a little micellar water can't fix. Just a note for life. Back to foundation application. I'm just gonna put a bunch up on my neck here. So yeah, it dries quick-ish. Like you have maybe like a minute, 30 seconds to move it around wherever you want to move it. Like, and then after 30 seconds, I suggest you start blending right away. Because otherwise it gets a little hard to move. But I'm fine with that. Okay, now that this is all over my face, I like going over it with a beauty blender just to make it settle into the skin a little better. I feel like it just looks better, it looks less cakey, it looks a little more skin-like and natural, you know? And yes, I am using one of these triangle sponges. I know a lot of people don't use these. Most people use beauty blenders, but I have acne prone skin, and I was talking to an advisor once, and they were telling me that I should use these instead of a beauty blender. And I was like, why? Beauty blenders are like the thing. And they were like, well, every time you use makeup, it goes in that beauty blender, right? And when you wash it out, it doesn't really wash out all the way. There is still makeup in your beauty blender. And that makeup just stays there over time, and it grows bacteria and different types of gunk. And you keep putting that on your face. Also, the bacteria from your acne that you are currently putting the makeup on now, those bacteria are getting in that sponge as well, and you put that back on your face, like, you're just promoting acne formation. And I was like, I've been using a beauty blender like my entire career, and it's been a few years now, and I use these now, and I really like it because you can throw it away when you're done. You're not going to spread bacteria and germs. So the foundation is on. It is looking really nice. Like, you see, most of my texture is covered. In real life, okay, you can still see that I got a little acne here. I've got some texture here. You can see, but I feel like on camera and on screens, like for photos, this stuff looks flawless. And if you want to see some pictures with it, check out my Instagram. It is just elegante. I'll put it right over there. But go ahead and check out my Instagram for some pictures using this stuff. Usually, anytime I use this foundation, I don't really even have to edit my photos because it just looks amazing. Coverage, I'm pleased with the coverage. It's full coverage. And like, once you use the beauty blender or a sponge of some sort, it does look very skin-like, very natural. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I finished the rest of my makeup routine. Everything is on. I just bronzed my skin a little bit, threw on some highlighter, threw on some stuff. So as you can see, my texture is still popping through a little bit. I also did set with powder. I don't normally set my face with powder. Though I have oily skin, I feel like when you set powder, it makes your texture pop up more. And I have very acne-genic skin, so I don't want my texture to pop through. But I did today because I want to give this foundation a fair run for its money to see how it wears throughout the day. So it's been on for like an hour-ish. I think it looks really nice so far. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the day. Also, if you want to see how I got this eye look, I did film it for an Instagram tutorial. So go ahead and check out my Instagram at @JessElegante, and you should be able to find it at some point. I want to upload that. Alrighty, so I'm going to see how this foundation wears for the rest of the day and let you know. Hey guys, checking in after I think 5 hours of wear. Foundation looks really nice. It's not like oily, it just looks kind of like satin finish. And I did not blot, did not use any powder. So far this is looking pretty good. Even like my T-zone, it's a little shiny, but nothing crazy. It's really nice. Alright, I will check in later. Okay guys, I'm gonna call it quits on this foundation review. It's been six and a half hours since it was applied. I think it still looks really nice. I'm definitely shinier than I was before, but it's still a really nice foundation. My skin does look blurred. Can't see anything too much with my texture. I mean, it's still there obviously, but it doesn't look bad. Sometimes with foundations, after a few hours, your texture looks really weird. I also had a really chill day today, so I didn't do anything crazy, so I didn't sweat like excessively. Just regular oils were produced on this day. So maybe that's why it doesn't look as oily or crazy. I did wear this to a wedding, and I was quite oily in the middle, but it was hot. There were lots of people. You know how weddings go. I think if you blot this foundation, or if you repowder, it looks really nice. I did that on that wedding day, and it looked loads better, and it lasted for the rest of the night. So try blotting. It is a really nice finish. I think it did really well on oil control, and I like it. I would wear it again. I think the only thing is though, the first time I wore this shade 3.02, no one was around me, so I thought it matched really well. But now that I look at it, it is darker than me, and I had people around me today, so they were like, hey, you look like tan. So I think I will go ahead and switch to 3.15, which is the medium neutral undertone. This is neutral olive. But yeah, I think I'll need that instead. It'll be a little lighter and it'll oxidize to my skin tone. Use a hydrating primer if you wear this foundation. I think even if you have oily skin, well, don't use a hydrating primer on your nose. Maybe on the rest of your face. Go for it. It's probably a good thing because it's matte, and after a few hours it did start clinging, and now it's like back to a little more oily skin because it's been a while, and it's not clinging anymore. But for that middle time, it was nice that I wore a hydrating primer to keep the foundation from sticking to my face. It didn't transfer off. I did change clothes quite a few times today, but the foundation did not come off. Also, things to note. I did not use a lot of product. You saw me, I just did dots all over and I spread it out. I would say I did closer to a medium coverage. But you can go full coverage with this. It is buildable. I think your skin will just be a little more dry if you do that. Also, I did not use any concealer to spot treat my acne. This is just with foundation on because I wanted to show you how it looked with just foundation. If you put concealer underneath and then you put your foundation on top, it really hides your acne much better. It's really nice. It gives you a skin-like finish, and I think it looks really good, even by the end of the day. Overall, I really like this product. I think it's really nice. It looks amazing in photos. This is my first time taking a video with it, so we'll see. But it's really cute. And my powders are still kind of on my face. They didn't go anywhere. I did note that when I wore this for an extended amount of time, like 8 hours plus, I did have to reapply my blush. But apart from that, everything else kind of stayed. I used a bronzer powder today, not a cream contour. And that's still staying pretty well. So yeah, overall really pleased with this foundation. Alright, I hope you liked this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what you think below, whether you'd buy this foundation or you think it's worth the hype or not. And yeah, hope to see you next time.